I want to talk to you about doing buy-to-let evenings for your letting agency as a way of attracting landlords. I want to talk to you about the biggest trap that most letting agents fall into when it comes to doing buy-to-let evenings. Most letting agents see their job as it just being a legislation fest, you telling landlords what legislation they need to do to be compliant. Now, if my garage for my Audi decided to do an evening on the 30 different types of law regarding car servicing and how to remain compliant and how you need 4.5 mil disc brakes as opposed to 3.5 disc brakes, I wouldn't be interested. The purpose of the buy-to-let evening is not to teach. The only landlords that will be interested in that stuff is self-managed landlords who will come along for free, eat your sandwiches and your free Prosecco, listen to all your stuff because you're going to tell them how to do it. They're going to go away. They'll never use you. So what I'm advising you with regard to your buy-to-let evenings is that you fit them into two main distinct areas. And before we talk about what you should do, let me tell you the other things that you shouldn't be doing. For God's sake, do not get a dry accountant or a dry solicitor to come and tell you how to put everything into trusts or a mortgage arranger on things. They're just boring as hell, dry as hell, and you'll switch people off. You might be interested, but landlords are not. The two things that you should put in a buy-to-let evening are as follows. Number one, you're going to talk about the local property market. And number two, you're going to put the willies up them about all the legislation that they are governed by. You're not going to tell them, that second part, you can mention legislation, but you're not going to tell them how to do it. You're basically going to tell them what they're liable for. So you put the wind up them, you put the shits up them, beat that out. No, keep it in. So they think, God, dear, I need to speak with an agent, because there's no point doing these buy-to-let evenings if you're not going to get any business out of it. So you're going to talk about the 140, 200 pieces of legislation. Not every single one of them you're going to go through, and the best way that you can do that is not just dryly pull up your PowerPoint and go, the landlord and tenant law or such and a crap, boring. What I want you to do, the best way to get inside a human's head is a story. So the second part of your evening is you telling stories of where landlords have really effed it up and where you've come in and sorted it out. So if there's any doubts of any landlords who are thinking of going from managed to self-managed, you are there for them and basically put that doubt in their head. Now I'll tell you who's very, very good at teaching agents how to do this is Sally Lawson. A good friend of mine. She does courses in this. Give her a call. The first part of the evening has got to be something that's really dead sexy. And every single landlord is really, really interested in what's happening in the property market. And all I'm going to suggest is if you've been doing the landlord farming technique so far, you've been creating content about your local property market. Just repurpose it. Put it onto a spreadsheet, put it onto a PowerPoint, put it up on your screen. Don't read it word for word, but just talk about, Brexit, talk about what's happening in the property market, talk about trends. I've shown you exactly how to get all that information using Zoopla and Rightmove and the Office of National Statistics. You don't need me to write the articles for you. Of course, I can offer them I do offer a ghostwriting service, but that's not the point. In previous videos, I've shown you how to get the 20 free articles that you can write yourself. Yes, they take time, of course, but that's the nature of the game. You've got to decide, do you spend money or do you spend time? But basically have a dual buy-to-let evening. A, talking about the property market, and B, telling stories about where landlords have gone wrong, nightmare stories, and just rinse and repeat. Make sure that you get a camera crew in there at least once and sweeping shots like we talked about in the previous video. And just chuck those videos out and people will go, I need this. I need some of this. My agent doesn't do this. And they work really, really, really well. And you could call it your VIP landlord club for your town, we'll look at the previous video we did in this series, and you'll be absolutely fine, and you'll say, wow, there's no other agent doing this. So that's the end of this video talking about buy-to-let evenings. What I will do is I have a link to a buy-to-let evening that I did in Essex. I've got over, I think it's about 12, 13, 14 videos about the pre-launch marketing of it and the actual evening itself. And if you want to watch those videos, I think they last about an hour and a half long, you can watch it and you can show you how I did the buy-to-let evening, and you can see how it got on. If you've got any questions, give us a call. My name is Chris Watkin. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.